Good evening.
Good evening. Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
Stuart. Kind host for this evening. Oh, and it's her again. Look, Rachel.
Behind the
It's me.
scenes.
Mr. Elliot, thank you so much for agreeing to talk to me.
Please, call me Mark, and it's my pleasure.
I'm Violet. Won't you have a seat?
Thank you. I just want to help, really.
Well, from what I've heard, you've already helped a great deal.
You always want to do more, though, don't you?
True. But I'm sure the police really appreciate all the information you've given them.
Yes, they've said so. But I just hope it helps them find that poor girl before it's too late.
Sadly, it could be too late already.
I'm trying not to think like that.
Of course. I'm sorry.
So, how do you want to do this? Should I just tell you what happened, what I saw?
That would be great. The more details, the better.
And the police don't mind me talking to you.
No, it was their idea. They feel that the more people know what you saw, the more likely they are to find Isabel Jones.
Yes, that's the important thing.
Do you mind if I record you?
No, not at all. Whatever helps.
Okay, let's get started then. Mark, can you tell us in your own words what happened that night? The night Isabel Jones went missing.
Sure. Well, I'd done a late shift at work and I ran to catch the number 27 bus home. It was fairly quiet, just a handful of passengers. I went upstairs.
Why?
I always like to sit upstairs.
So who was up there on this particular evening?
Apart from myself, there was another man and a young girl.
Isabel Jones?
Yes.
Did you know who she was?
Not really. She was sometimes on the same bus as me. I recognised her, but didn't know her name or anything.
So you didn't speak to her?
No. I might have nodded at her or smiled, just to be polite, you know.
Yes. And did she respond?
No, I think she had earphones in, so I just walked past.
You sat behind her?
Yes. She was on the front seat and I sat near the back.
Tell me about the other man. Where was he sitting?
On the other side to Isabel, a couple of seats back. He kept staring at her.
Can you describe him for me?
Sure, he was about 30, heavy set, dark features, maybe Asian. He wore dark jeans and a dark hooded top.
But you didn't know him?
No, he was a stranger.
So what happened next?
Well, after about 5 minutes, the bus stopped and Isabel got off.
Was that her usual stop?
I believe so, yes.
And what did the other man do?
He got off at the same stop. I thought he looked a bit dodgy, so I watched him out of the window. He followed Isabel up the street.
Followed her?
Well, he went the same way as her, about 10 feet behind. And looking round as he walked, I watched as Isabel walked around the corner. He did the same.
And what did you do then?
I got off at the next stop and went home. I heard the news the next morning that Isabel was missing. The name didn't mean anything, but when I saw a photo I knew who it was.
And you called the police?
Yes, straight away. I felt it was the right thing to do. That poor girl.
Of course. I'd like you to look at something for me. This is a... sorry.
She reaches over a piece of paper. It is blank.
I'd like you to look at something for me. This is a CCTV image of the man who was on the bus with Isabel that night. Do you recognise this man?
Mark looks at the paper.
This is a blank piece of paper.
Are you sure? Take a closer look.
It's blank.
Look again.
Mark stares at the paper.
It's blank. Wait, there is something. I can see someone.
Who is it? Mark, can you tell me who is in the photograph?
It's me. It looks like me, but it can't be.
Why not? Why can't it be you?
Because I didn't do anything. It should be a picture of the other man.
But there was no other man, was there?
Yes, there was. The dark guy, the guy who followed Isabel, who killed her.
You think she's dead?
Well, she must be, mustn't she? If they haven't found her by now.
You would know.
Why?
Because it's your face on the CCTV image. There was no other man on the bus.
There was.
Are you sure, Mark?
I'm sure.
Admit it. You made the other man up.
Why would I go to the police if I was guilty?
For attention?
She hands him another blank piece of paper.
Look at this.
What is it? I can't see.
Look harder. You've seen this before. Look.
It's a photo of someone.
It's a crime scene photo. It's Isabel Jones. It's how the police found her. Dead.
It wasn't me. Was it?
I think it's time you admitted it to yourself.
Was it me?
What does your heart tell you, Mark?
I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know.
Think back to that night, sitting on the bus with Isabel. There wasn't anyone else on the top deck, was there?
No, there wasn't anyone else on the top deck.
And when Isabel got off, you followed her.
I followed her, yes.
You followed her to where the road passes a dark alleyway.
There was a dark alleyway just off the side of the street.
You grabbed her.
Took her by surprise. She didn't have time to scream.
You dragged her into that dark alleyway.
About halfway down, no one would hear us there.
And you gagged her. What did you use?
My tie. I'd take it off after work.
You hit her to keep her quiet. She was dazed.
I didn't want to kill her, but I couldn't leave her alive.
Not after what you did to her. And then what?
I left her.
You left her in that alleyway. Feels good, doesn't it?
What?
Getting it all off your chest. It must have been eating you up inside.
Yes, it's a relief to have it out in the open.
Now you can finally admit to yourself what kind of a person you are. How evil you must be to do something like that.
I'm a monster.
Doesn't it feel good to say it out loud?
Yes, I think so. If I did what you said, I'm still not sure.
Oh, Mark, you are sure. Deep down inside. You just buried it away. But now you don't have to pretend anymore.
Are you going to hand me over to the police? You should, if I'm dangerous.
Oh, I don't think there's any need for that.
But I did a terrible thing.
Yes, you did. A terrible thing to an innocent young girl. Do you think going to prison will make up for what you did?
No.
Prison is a very dangerous place for people like you.
What should I do?
I think you know, Mark, don't you?
There's a place just outside town. A beautiful area of countryside with sweeping meadows on the edge of the forest.
It sounds perfect. How will you do it?
There is this wonderful oak tree that I used to climb when I was a boy. I was so happy.
Before you let the darkness envelop you?
Yes. I would like to climb that tree one last time.
Have you got some rope?
Yes, I think so.
Good. You want to make sure you do it properly. Leave no loose ends.
Of course, you are right.
I knew you'd understand. The poor girl's family can get closure, and you will finally be at peace.
Thank you, Violet, for everything.
I'm glad to help. That's all I want to do. Help people.
And you're sure this is the right thing to do?
Mark, ask yourself that question.
It's the right thing to do.
He stands.
I should go.
Yes. No point in waiting, prolonging the inevitable. The sooner you go.
The sooner I can be at peace.
That's right. Goodbye, Mark.
Goodbye, Violet. Thank you.
He looks around as if confused and then exits. Violet picks up both blank pieces of paper and rips them down the middle. She picks up her mobile phone and dials. She waits until someone answers.
It's done.
Slow fade to black.
Me, I just look like a crazy person.